Alright, what's up guys? Figured we'd do a little video here. Just old style, with some updates and stuff. So we'll talk about that, some PC stuff, and maybe some other stuff at the end. So this will just kind of be a random, rambly video here. So first of all, which by the way, I'm just going to randomly show the setup and stuff because that's better than looking at me. Updates. Well, there's not really too much updates specifically for the channel, except we have gained quite a few subscribers, I think, from my iPhone 14 Pro unboxing video, which I'm using to record right now. So we really appreciate that. The 600 mark is coming up very quickly. Updates with me, really. Not too much is going on. I do have a new car that I will be showing off at some point on the channel. There's just several things that need to be taken care of on it. And I don't think I ever really mentioned it, but I'd been having various on and off roommates for the last 2 years or so. And as of this month, I am by myself again. And I have my 3-bedroom house to myself. This is the office, obviously. It's in the master bedroom. And I have my own bedroom with a nice 55-inch LG that I bought in summer of 2022, wall-mounted. Very nice. We actually renovated that bedroom. It was the last one to not be, renovated in this house. So that's kind of what's been going on with me, work. I had COVID, I think, because I never went to the doctor. I had COVID at the beginning of December. Kind of felt really awful for a couple of days. Fever, that kind of thing. It wasn't horrible at all. I was still able to work and everything at home. And kind of went away, and then at the very end, which was weird, I completely lost taste and smell, and it slowly came back. I'd say I'm only at about 75% right now on that. And yeah, so that's what happened to me. Holidays and everything were great, so that's really it on personal updates. Office updates, we do have a new carpet that I bought several months back. It was right after the room tour video, I think. But this one kind of fits the style that I'm going for a little bit better. Just have to make sure it doesn't get too dirty or anything like that. Everything else is pretty much the same. Kind of decluttered just a little bit. Oh, I know what's I was gonna show this and I forgot till just now. My devices have grown substantially. So I won't go through every single one, but my friend donated quite a few devices that were around his family and stuff. So mom's and dad's phones, we've gotten them all completely wiped now, except for there is a 4 or 4S, because honestly I haven't cared to check. Let me find it. Yep, it's right here. iCloud On. It's in good shape. It's a white one. And we can get into it and everything, but his dad's iCloud account is still tied to it. And unfortunately, he has no communication with his dad, so we weren't able to get that one erased completely. But I do have one right here that's cracked that it would make a good swap for. So this one's fully reset and everything. I think it's still on its maximum operating system, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. I've gained quite a few of 5S's as well, and I gained a 6S that's got a slight crack, and a 6S that has a worse crack. So we might see about that. And then this one I bought a few months ago. This is an iOS 12 6S that's in pretty good shape. I've also gained another 2G right here. This came from overseas, but it's in okay shape. But I only paid like $35 for it, so I figured why not. I gained a thing. These are really jammed in here. I need a bigger box. I gained a 5th Gen Nano. Product red, and I still have my Switch Easy Cubes case from when I had one brand new back in the day, and it looks pretty gorgeous. It has an engraving, but I only paid like $20 for it on Goodwill. These are still pretty high in price for some reason, $50 to $70 on eBay usually. And I gained from my friend as well a purple 4th Gen Nano, which boot loops, so I'm pretty sure it needs a new battery. You can see probably the battery's expanding and causing that issue to happen right there. This one's in good shape. It's always had this case on it, and I've never had a 4th Gen before, so I'm very excited about this one. And then I've gained a couple of mini 2nd Gens. I've got a green and a blue that both have their original box up there. And a pretty, well, you guys saw this one, a pretty mint iPhone, the iPod Touch 1st Gen, and that was my previous 1st Gen that still has music on it. So lots and lots of stuff. I don't know how much of it I'm keeping or not, but I do have several new additions here, so maybe a future video on that. So we'll get to the PC updates now, which, as you can see, those of us who have watched the video, one of my last videos about updating my rig and everything. So you can see everything is completely different now. Let's actually pop this open. Everything is completely different now, and what it really came down to is I was not gaming as much as I thought I was going to be. This PC honestly is, 95% internet browsing, so what I ended up doing is bringing my living room PC out, pulling the platform from that, and putting it into this case. And I pulled all of the good parts. The 3090 Ti is gone, the motherboard and the i9, and the Corsair RAM is gone, and the Be Quiet cooler is gone. So what we have here, just so you know, we have a nice EVGA FTW motherboard, X99, which I know some people are going to freak out, but this is still DDR4. I believe I have 2800 or 2666 DDR4, 32 gigs Corsair Dominator, and the H115i, which was from my original PC build, and the RTX 2070 Super, which is gorgeous. I have the original box for it as well over there. I paid like $350 for this thing, like maybe 9 months ago, and I know they've dropped since then, but I really love that GPU. And this motherboard actually does not have a NVMe slot on it, weirdly enough. So I do have it in an adapter right there underneath. But I really like this. As you can see, our idle temps are just insane, and you can tell there's hardly no noise. This PC never ramps up. Gaming temps are probably in the mid to high 30s. I don't know how this CPU does it. It's a 5960X, by the way. So the baddest you could get in 2014. And maybe just because cooling has improved so much since then, maybe the H115 is working some magic there. But anyway, funny enough, I've kept all of the 120mm Be Quiets in the front, and this radiator is actually dual 140 for fans, and we just ended up putting a screw through on this side, lining up one of the holes because I didn't want to drill holes in this case, And then the other side just has a little bit of packing tape on it, and it works wonderfully. It's super solid and everything, so I'm really happy that that ended up working out. It took me about 5 hours to do this case swap, mostly because of that. And I didn't plug in the USB cable for the Corsair, so won't be able to change the color or anything until then, but it doesn't look too bad. And down here is the old case from the living room PC. And in here is something pretty cool that we have going on. So I'll see if I can pop it real quick. And you can't see very much, but let me see. I've actually got my light right here. Give me just a moment. There we go. Now we can see. So right here we have a vintage PC build. So ended up able to find a LGA 775 motherboard with a cooler, one of the nice flower coolers, and 8 gigs of DDR2 at the local Free Geek for $25. I also purchased a Intel Core 2 Quad. I believe it is a Q8200, but I am not for sure because I have not gotten into this computer yet. And we also have two GTX 280s, and we have an SSD around the back, and a 750 watt Corsair CX750. I'm waiting on the SLI bridge and the extra cable for the other graphics card there, because my CX750M only had the one. But this this will support 2 of these, no problem. These cards are only like 200 watts a piece, so it should handle it no problem. And I did want to get a vintage case, but it's kind of hard to find stuff like that right now, so it is in the Fractal Design case still. And we'll be throwing Windows 7 on this, so I'm pretty excited about this one. And we'll keep you updated on that one, I think. I think that will be very interesting. I didn't record the building process, but that is what it is. Little side project that I don't really show on the channel. You guys may have seen this before, but I'm a pretty big Roland guy. It kind of started in middle school jazz band, but I'm into like their synths and stuff, so I just have this SH201. It's a pretty basic, honestly. A lot of people say this synth is pretty crappy. I really like it for the cost that you can get these things for. You just have a ton of, variability in what you can do with each sound. So it keeps me occupied for when I want to play something. So that's there. Might have noticed my desk mat is gone. That is just being washed right now. You can just toss that in with your laundry and clean it. So that's why that's gone. I haven't actually decided if I want to put it back, because I kind of do like the clean look of the setup. But we'll see what happens with that. Other than that, not too many other changes with computers. I did acquire a 20-inch iMac. Not really worth showing. And I guess the final thing we can talk about... Geez, that chair's loud. Final thing we can talk about is I'm kind of considering getting just a little laptop for personal use. I don't really travel or anything like that, so for a long time, it doesn't really make sense to go out and spend, $1,300 on an M2 MacBook Air, which I would really like, but it's just gonna sit a lot, so it doesn't make financial sense to do that as much as I would want that. If I was in college still right now, I would 100% be buying one. It would be worth it. Spending, at least 4 or 5 hours a day on a laptop like that. But right now when I'm at home, I'm on this computer. So what I've decided is I've always really wanted kind of the classic Dell Latitude. And one of the last ones that you can get is anything with a 90, or in this case, a 91 at the end, which we'll explain in a moment. That was kind of the last styling, because after that, I mean, they kind of smoothed out the lines and stuff, and it has USB-C, which is great. But this is kind of more of the classic E6440 kind of style that they've had for, the past 10 years or so, which I really like these. They're kind of nostalgic to me. For whatever reason, I remember my dad having laptops like this from work, and my work actually did have a few of these floating around. I don't remember exactly which model, but when I started, they had a few 6th gen Dell Latitudes floating around at the time. So I'm kind of narrowed down to 2 or 3 options here, and I'll go through them because I'm probably going to be getting one of them pretty soon. This is a Dell Latitude 5491, which on the 91, you get the 6-core i7-8850H, and you get dedicated graphics. That's just a regular 1080p screen, which isn't anything crazy, but it's a 14-inch. This one's in pretty good shape, and this is their non-ultra portable, so you have ports at the back for charging and stuff like that. Any of the ultra portable ones will not have that. So I really like this. I think it's definitely the most bang for your buck at $200 plus shipping. But not the thinnest and most portable, which I would be using this like around the house kind of thing, and on the go. And I haven't really wanted to use my work laptop because I got it loaded down with so much bloatware and stuff like that. And it's 2 years old, but I mean, still, it's really never had longer than like 4 hours of battery life, and the fan's running all the time, and the memory's maxed out all the time because of all the stuff they have on it. So it's not really a good option, even though the T14 is a great laptop. But I've been looking at other options. I think the 8th gen right now is really a good sweet spot for price to performance. Next, I like this one a lot as well. This is an ultra portable. This is a 7390 i7, of course. The disadvantage on this one is that you only get the 4-core i7, which would be fine for what I'm doing. And you only get 1 memory slot as opposed to 2, which is fine. It's already at 16 gigs. This says it's 12-inch, but this seller doesn't really know what they're talking about. This is a 13.3-inch laptop. It does have a USB-C, but it charges off of the, original barrel style plug, which is no problem. I've got loads of those laying around. And the one advantage that this one does have is that all of the 7390s came with a 1080p IPS display. So as compared to the 5491 I just showed, this one's going to look considerably better. Even though it's a 1080p, but it will be IPS, so it won't have that, hazing kind of thing going on like, this kind of display was used for quite a long time. So this one is also in gorgeous condition. It's about the same price as the 5491, so it's really hard to pick really between the two, but we'll see. And the last kind of option as kind of has a bit of everything. Gosh, I'm stuttering today. It has a bit of everything that I kind of like. Obviously, the price point is reflective of that. One of my friends actually bought one of these new, this exact model that you're seeing here. And I always really liked it. I don't know if it would be too stale because I'm used to my work ThinkPad as well. This is a X1 Carbon 6th Gen, 8th Gen i7. That's the 4-core variant. This one looks to be in pretty good shape. I believe all of these came with 2K displays, but I could be wrong. This one is listed as a 2K display. I think they're also HDR, but I could be wrong there as well. But this one's in great shape. Everyone knows the ThinkPad X1 Carbon line is a gorgeous ultra portable laptop. So this one is also a contender, but it is, you know, a little bit more expensive than the other ones. And other than that, I was considering the Dell XPS 13, but the 8th gen variant is a bit too high for what I'm wanting, you know, especially performance per dollar. I mean, you're going to be spending at least $350 on one of those, even for an i5 variant. And though it is a very, very gorgeous laptop, I'm, you know, at that price point, I'm looking at other stuff, unfortunately. So it's either going to be one of these three. I need to decide, but I'm probably going to order one here very soon. And that's all we can do right now. Everything else is pretty good, so we'll keep updated as much as we can. I know this video is kind of drawn out, so if you made it till the end, we definitely appreciate it, and we'll see you soon.